Film is literature. What is up, James? How are you, buddy?
Uh, Again, still back in here in DC, trying to make it, trying to live, just trying to live.
Well, it seems
But
like you're doing a pretty good job.
no, everywhere, I'm hoteling. That's what they call hoteling. You don't have a
Yeah,
specific spot to do something. So now
yeah,
I'm at another friend's house doing the film is literature. Let's
yeah. I
get
love
it.
it. You're on the road. I love it, dude. I do. I love it. I'm jealous because I'm still just in my basement again, like always.
Yeah, but it ain't. It's one of those things though. Just it's like you never relax. You never at home. So I'm not
Oh yeah,
home. So yeah, that's the problem. So
bro. I used to be when I was younger. Like I never cared if I was at home, but now that I'm at home a lot, dude, I cannot be anywhere else for like an extended period of time.
right, and I'm somewhere else. I don't like people invading people's space. I want people to have their space, and I don't want to be in their
Exactly.
space. People are nice, but then it gets to a point like you're just doing. You
Yep.
just so
Dude, I agree. I agree with you completely. So, we got a movie here on Netflix here. You chose it, so I'll let you introduce it this time. So you go ahead and introduce the movie that we're about to spend the next little bit talking about.
it's How to Catch a Killer, right? How to Catch a Killer. How to
No,
Catch a
just
Killer.
no
Oh,
habit, just To Catch a Killer.
To Catch a Killer. Maybe yeah. To Catch a Killer. It stars. I forgot the lady name, but she played in Catching Fire. What's it called? That daggone franchise.
Bro, I have no idea.
The
I don't know
franchise.
who this. I don't know who this girl is.
Really?
No, yeah, seriously, yeah.
She plays in the Hunger
Divergent.
Games.
She was in
Hunger Games.
Divergent. Is that which one you're talking about?
Uh,
The Divergent series.
Divert. Yes, she was in the
Yeah.
Diverse. I thought it was Hunger Games.
So
Yeah.
I think her name is. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but Shailene Woodley.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Catch a Killer. She's a junior cop, well, police officer. Uh, she had some personal issues, basically, that kept her out of growing in her career and trying to be more like an FBI agent or maybe something a little more progressive.
Yep.
So she's actually just pretty smart. She's pretty witty and she thinks through problems. So
Yes.
I guess am I you want me to tell about the whole thing? Tell about the just
No,
the
no, that's. I
concept.
mean, that's just a general, just like
Oh,
a quick little brief summary. Like
yeah, yeah.
what
So
we're
so
trying to do.
basically,
Yeah,
yeah, it basically she helps assist trying to catch a killer with her wits. So
exactly. Okay, so yeah, I have no idea who she is. This is only the second thing I've ever seen her in. I thought actually when I saw her name, I thought she was somebody else. But I'm kind of impressed with her. She's the only person in this movie that I think I know really. By the way, like I
mhm.
kind of sort of know the like the main FBI guy, I guess. Landmark or
um,
what his name is.
never met him. I mean, never seen him, or I didn't pay it. He haven't been in enough stuff that I paid attention to him.
Yeah, he was in. I think he was in like Ready Player One. I don't know if you ever watched that. It was like a video game movie.
I did. It was a while back, but
Yeah.
we'll be doing that.
I think he was like the bad guy, like the guy that kind of controlled the universe. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, I didn't really. So nobody in this movie did I really know, and yeah. So the premise of the movie is somebody goes on a killing spree on New Year's Eve, which
Yeah.
is awesome. A great time to kill people, I think, because so much distractions.
Noise.
And basically, they try to find them, and I feel like this movie. So the first half of the movie, probably the first 75% of this movie, I feel like is very. Is it like how the cops and the FBI would actually work? Like, do you think this was like a pretty true to form? Like,
So based on what have I watched First 48, yes.
yeah,
Where they kind of, they get together, they try to piece together the crime scene.
yeah,
What was fascinating to me was the how they used the laser to
yes,
pinpoint where he shot from.
that
Um
was cool.
yeah, that was cool. I was like, okay. And I don't know if they do that for real or it was some kind of science fiction thing that they was doing in this
No, I think
movie.
that's. I'm about 100% positive that that's a real thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, yes, I do think they pool resources. This was a mass shooting, so they brought the FBI in.
Hmm.
So you do have to bring help because it was based out of Baltimore, and
Okay,
Baltimore.
where they were. The whole time I had no idea. I thought they were New York first, and then I switched over and thought they were Boston, and now you're telling me Baltimore. So okay,
it was Baltimore. So because it said BPD, right? It was Baltimore Police Department.
Oh, are you still there? Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm still there. I might have got stuck. Don't worry about it. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's good. It might have been me. So all right, so they were in Baltimore, which I had no idea until just now. Did they say that at some point, or do you just know?
Yes. I think they said it. They said it, or I read it in the in the thing. I think they were in Baltimore. So yeah, and Baltimore got a lot of crime anyway. So you know, I don't actually think they were in Baltimore filming because I've been to Baltimore plenty of times.
So yeah, I did research. I did research on that. They filmed in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's a nice looking Baltimore. Just so you know. Yeah. Just so you know. But
so the movie came out in 2023, which is like basically it was filmed actually in 2021, shortly after COVID. And did you get a sense of the COVID feeling as you were watching it, and the fact that it was such a small cast and they didn't really interact much because, you know, we were still at that point where it was like, stay away from people. Like only so many people can be in a room.
You know what? Now that you say that, I'm just thinking about the scenes.
Yeah.
The scenes were a little intimate, 3-1, solo. The girl was by herself a lot. It was either the girl or the lead detective, and then had the black guy. He was an agent. He was an FBI agent. The only time they had a lot of people in the room was when they went to the bull pit and started, you know, kind of tell everybody about the murders or what we're going to do. How we're going to try to catch the murders.
Yeah, that was like literally the only scene I feel like where they had more than like 4 or 5 people in the room. And every time they were in the room together, they were kind of far apart. Like you never really had multiple people like face to face.
But you know, now that you say that, now like I said, I wasn't paying that no attention. But now that you say that, I can see how the movie. I think there was a lot of editing to the movie, like pieces, like because maybe the girl was in a certain area doing her filming, and because it was a lot of dead. Not gonna say dead. It was a lot of solo spots.
Yeah.
Whereas, okay, I can film that here, I can film that there, and just kind of tie it together. Then I can see that. I can see how they did that. Okay.
Exactly. And I feel like that almost hurt this movie because, in my opinion, this movie had a lot of potential. But I feel like a lot of movies that came out shortly after COVID, or a lot of movies that were filmed during the COVID time, I don't think they really reached their potential just because of the restrictions on, you know, how many people you could get together and what you could do. So I definitely feel like this movie 10 years ago, I think maybe this movie would have been a little better. Even if it's made today, I think it would have been a little bit better.
I actually, you know, it was an interesting movie. I do like the killer vibe, and you know, I like like I said again, the wittiness of detectives. That you know, I think one of the things he said something along the lines of, "Don't think about where he's hiding. Think about where you will hide," or something like that.
Yeah. No, don't think about. What did he say? Don't think about where you're not. Think about where you're going to hide or something.
Something along those lines was real witty. Like, oh yeah, because he's trying to, you know, anticipate. You're trying to anticipate something, and that's what normal people do. This guy was kind of calculated in what he was doing. So
yeah, it was definitely pretty. I mean, this movie. So basically, this movie to me, it had very good potential. Like the idea of this movie, I think, is fantastic, but something's holding it back. I don't know what exactly it was, but I never really felt connected to the characters. You know, like the last movie we did, Sicario. Like I felt like I was with those characters. Like I felt like, you know, I was like, okay, I care about these people. I know who these people are. This movie, I never could really care less about the girl. I never really could care less about anybody.
So you know, I think the issue with this movie, like you said, it was the COVID. So like you said, because it was so much isolation, and then you didn't really get a good feel of the lady. Like if you'd have gave me some background, like you saying, of the lady, it kind of just in the middle of the movie, she said she was, you know, cutting herself or something.
Yeah, she was like a drug addict who tried to kill herself or something. But like they just flossed over it. Like, where's the? I want more.
Right. And it really, I really didn't understand. The lady said one thing. I don't think she said any one thing. She said, I guess she looked at the toilet, and all of a sudden she's a genius or something. I don't know.
So yeah, like why? What was the point of that? And then, like, even also, like, you look at the FBI agent, Landmark, the lead FBI agent, like, we never really get a sense of who he is either. Like, okay, so he's gay, he has a husband. That's it. Like, we're just gonna floss over that. Like, there's like, there was just for such a long movie. This movie was like 2 hours long.
Yes.
I never felt a connection. It just seemed like it was just long, and I'm like, what's like? There's nothing happening.
But it was long because they had to shoot the scene. I'm telling you, as long as they had to shoot the scene solo, they had to shoot those scenes like that because they had to shoot the scenes with less people in there and had to shoot the scenes probably with less people, and they probably didn't shoot them at the same time. Like I didn't until you said that, I didn't even think of the whole COVID thing, COVID protocols. So that's why the movie was longer. That's why the movie had these. I don't say they was dead spots, but they were elongated for no reason.
Yes.
Or, elongated for no reason. It was the whole thing with the lady going into her house and the cat always on the daggone counter. Like, what was that about?
What about the part with her swimming? Like, what's up with her swimming?
That's how she thinks. And
yeah, but I mean,
yeah, why? So the thing is, why do you swim? Were you a swimmer in high school? You didn't go to college, right? Like, tell me, like, what made that happen? And then what was the point of her swimming upside down? They had the camera upside down. It looked cool.
Yeah. But, and then also, like, we never learned why the lead FBI agent, Landmark, why is he taking those pills? Like, what? Do you know why he was taking those pills?
Yeah. He had a high blood pressure. Remember,
they never tell me that. I thought he had like anxiety, or like I thought maybe he had cancer.
So I had to assume that based on the you remember he was in the I guess the conference room taking his blood, doing his he had a blood pressure cuff on.
No, didn't even know.
Oh yeah, right. It's one of those scenes like you don't even know because yes. But then the girl said something about that too. Think about your dragons and get your blood pressure or something. And I was like, oh, okay.
So I think this movie was 119 minutes. I think if they cut out probably 30 minutes of this movie, I think it becomes way better.
Yes, I agree. Well, I don't know. I agree. It becomes better if they, like you said, if they was to make it today. And just in my mind, you got a guy who almost shooting people like he a superhero. The mall scene.
Yeah.
You telling me you got an army of people with guns and he killed everybody? Like, there's no way. There's no way. He's not a superhero. He was a regular guy.
Yeah, and then we didn't see enough really of the killer. That was another problem I had with this movie. It kind of, once we saw him, it was like, oh, he's just a guy. Like,
right.
They talked about, there's something wrong with his head or something. And then literally we get to that point, and I mean, honestly, he looked better than I do. Like, I mean, what's
when they said something wrong with his head, it's not nothing physically wrong. He has got shot and he's probably a little slow. So it wasn't meaning that he had was deformed.
Well, the way they played it off to me was that he was deformed because of the surgeries and stuff. So I was highly disappointed. It kind of reminded me in the WWF whenever Kane took off his mask and you're like, oh my God, he's not been burned like we thought. Like, it was just a very big letdown.
Understood. Yeah.
Yeah. So the movie came out 2023, by the way, which was not that long ago. I'm going to go ahead and read off. So this movie, by the way, was not released in theaters in America.
Good.
Yeah. But here's the top 5 movies from that year that were in theaters. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 was Barbie, which we've already done. So if you're listening to this, go back and rewatch what we thought about Barbie. Number 2 was the Super Mario Brothers movie. That's a kid's movie. I'm not going to watch it. Number 3, Oppenheimer. We haven't done that movie yet. That could be on our list, by the way. Number 4 was Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3. And number 5 was Fast and Furious 10.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think all of them might have been better than this one.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, 100%.
I mean,
Yeah,
I haven't seen Super Mario Brothers, and Barbie was crap. But this
well,
movie,
yeah. Actually, I think this
Good.
movie might have been better than Barbie.
yeah. Yes. I'd rather watch this than Barbie. Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah. So this movie is bad as I think it was. I don't think it was that bad. And I think if it's on TV, I might rewatch it, if there's nothing on and I just don't feel like turning the channel. But there's nothing where I'm going to be like, oh my God, I got to watch this movie because of this or that. There just wasn't, I guess my problem with this movie is there's just nothing to talk about from this movie. Like there's nothing that like pops out where I'm like, oh, like look at this scene or oh, look at this part. Like it's kind of like, like you watch a basketball game or something and you're like at the end you're like, oh, well that was a game. Like
right. It's like watching golf to me.
Yeah.
It keeps going. You got a hole in one, but
yeah, there was no extraordinary parts of this movie. Is there anything else you want to hit on before we get to our categories?
No, I mean, I think you hit on everything. I think there was no lead up to this. How they found the guy. It was weird how they found him with the janitor guy because he's patting his foot or something, and he wasn't telling him something. He brought the baby. I didn't understand the whole baby thing. That's me.
Yeah.
He always had the baby, and his wife is in the house. Yeah, it was just weird.
Agreed.
You're right. Yeah, there's nothing else.
No,
you're right.
This movie, it just doesn't. There's too many questions. So we'll get to our categories now. We'll start off with our favorite scene. I guess I'll let you go first for favorite scene.
Oh, it's the beginning. The beginning.
Dude, I gotta say, I always say like movies need to start off with a bang. This movie didn't start off with a bang, but it was a pretty good opening, like 5 minutes.
Right. Because I didn't know what was going on at first. And then everybody just dying. I mean, shooting. I mean, it was a good opening scene to me. It was pretty decent. It catches your attention, like, okay, something about to happen. Okay.
Yes, exactly. So I love it. I do got a couple of problems with that scene though, but I do love the concept of it. I love that we start off just in the middle of the action and we're like, oh, we're going from the start.
Right.
We're rolling. But I feel like that scene, it could have been darker. Like they kind of had this like, and I get that it's New Year's Eve or whatever, but like, I don't know. Like I never really felt like I need to feel in that moment, like, oh my God, somebody's killing these people. Instead, I'm just like, oh yeah, these people are getting killed. Like,
well, she kind of explained it at the at one of the talks where he was talking to the lead investigator. She kind of explained it as it was like he was hungry. This is what he wanted. So his appetite was filled, was done. So he stopped because he could have killed 2 people but he killed 29 people.
Which I do love that they picked like a random number, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, the part at the end of that scene where she's like running into the building, I didn't understand. I don't. So when they start filming them leaving, which is a great idea, but it doesn't lead nowhere. Like
nowhere.
If you're gonna do that, that needs to lead. Like that needs to be part of this movie.
But come on, Justin. It's 2023. There's cameras everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean,
film anything. It should be in the building already.
And I agree with that too. But so that's why I thought, I was like, oh, this is good. I was like, oh, this is gonna lead somewhere. Like, but then it never did.
But and if you think about it, why did she go up the stairs? Why did she go up the stairs?
Bro, that was my next point. The last point I have on this scene is why did she go up there? And then when she's up there, she faints, but she dreams that she's falling out the window. Again, that leads nowhere.
Nowhere. Like what did Justin, I'm gonna tell you when she fell out, I thought she fell off the damn out of the
dude, if she had fallen out, this movie would have been so much better. Like she falls out and lives somehow. Oh man, dude, you talk about a bang. I am hooked right there. She falls out that window, she lives, and now she's gonna try to like catch this killer. Dude, I'm in. But no, that didn't.
Yeah, I just understand the reason for that scene.
Yeah.
The scene didn't make any sense. You're right. That piece of it didn't make no sense because again, after she wakes up, she's getting the paramedic. And as I'm thinking about how this thing goes, you're right. There was only 5 people in that damn room.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, I get it. I get the whole COVID protocol thing now that you say it.
But all right, so I'm with you though. That was a really good scene. My favorite scene is one that you mentioned a minute ago when he's in the mall shooting all the people.
Yeah.
I really just like that. I guess I like the part where they're watching it on tape, like or whatever, because I just feel like it was the way that scene was filmed, and like that was the only point in this whole movie where I was like, oh my god, like this dude is like, this is a killer. Like, it was the only point in the whole movie where I was like, this is intense. Like, this is what I've been wanting. So that's why it was my favorite scene, just because it was the only scene that caused any emotion out of me at all.
Yeah. I got some problems with that scene again. We talked about it.
Yeah, he's killing all these cops by himself. Yeah, I mean, it makes no sense. And then he sits down at one point to strap the bomb, and then they show up 5 seconds later and they don't even see it. Like,
yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, and I get that 100%. Like, there's no way he could kill all these people with the gun that he had
and escape.
Yes, exactly. But I'm just saying, I just like it because it was the only point in the movie where I was like, oh, we're getting somewhere. Like, this is action. Like, this is scary now.
Yeah.
The only other part that I somewhat liked was when they went to the convenience store and had the little shootout with the 3 guys.
Yeah, that was okay. I mean, that to me, that was what was the point? I guess the point of that she had to follow orders, but that was just like a mute point. Like, what was the point of that?
Yeah, it was a pointless scene. You could do the whole movie without that scene, but again, I somewhat liked it just because it's a shootout. I mean, I'm a guy. I'm gonna like shootouts.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So least favorite scene, which is your? There's got to be a lot of choices here. So which one's your least favorite scene?
Any scene that she was in her apartment. The swim scene.
Yes.
Both of them. I think it was 2 swim scenes. The convenience store scene. I mean, I didn't like it because there was no point. Like, there's no point. You could have saved me 10 minutes.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw one out. I'm gonna throw one out at you. See what you think about this as a least favorite scene. When she goes to dinner with the lead agent and his husband.
Right. For what?
Like, what? Again, it leads nowhere. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, maybe his husband's gonna be a part. Like, play, whatever. No. Like, and then also, like, I mean, at that point, what was the real reason that even making him gay? Like, I mean, I just didn't understand. Like, this, it didn't lead nowhere. I was like, man, what a letdown of a 5-minute scene. Like,
yeah. What was the point of him being gay?
What was the point of the dinner too? Like,
none. Oh, to apologize for something, but
man, he could have done that like at any point in the next scene.
He could have done it so many different ways. You're right.
Yeah. So
it'd be better if the black guy would have came on to her as like they started dating or had a sex scene or something.
Yeah.
But
we'll get to that because I got thoughts. I'm thinking the same thing you're thinking right there. Let's move on to our favorite character. Do you have a favorite character?
If I had to pick one, probably either the girl or the killer.
Ooh, the killer. Good choice. I didn't think about that actually. Like, that's a good choice.
Yeah, the killer. I mean, he was pretty good. He did what he had to do. I still think he's more like Batman than some random killer dude because he's jumping out of buildings. He's escaping. It's just too much. Yeah, but
and he's a good actor too. Like, I really kind of liked him.
Yeah. The killer probably. If I had to say anything,
I would have chose the killer if he had been in it more. Like, I feel like we just didn't get enough of him. Like,
but he didn't shoot. He only shot that at one time.
Yeah,
really. He was just trying to eat during the mall scene.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it changed clothes and eat. But yeah, I mean, I liked him. Just like I said, I think he just needed a bigger role. My favorite character is Landmark, the lead FBI agent. I just think I like the way that he acted. I think I liked his little catchphrases or whatever, his sayings, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, I felt like he was a good character. I feel like I think he was really good at his job too.
Yeah, he was. He was passionate about his job. He had a way of doing things, though. He didn't want any help. He wanted to do everything his way.
Yeah,
that was my only reservation with him. Like, I don't want nobody knowing nothing so they can get credit. But I guess that's how it is in the real world, for real.
And here's what I'm going to go ahead and talk about here. The way he was acting at times and the way that they did some editing on this movie, I thought there was going to be a twist. And I thought maybe he was going to be involved. I didn't think he was the killer, but I thought maybe he was like going to be helping the killer or something.
Oh, yeah, the killer could have been his husband.
Yeah, like, did you not think at some point in this movie, you're like, did that not cross your mind? Because it crossed my mind at some point. I was like, oh, he's involved.
Well, yeah, you know what? It was just like what you said. It was just missing. Something was just missing. I think they just tried to get this movie together. They just put they had pieces of the movie and they just try to just piece it together. They put like a puzzle, and that's why so many gaps or so many like unfilled questions. That's why so many questions.
I really feel like they could have played more into that. Like I think you could have, even if he's not involved in the killing, you could have played it up as if he was for a second to lead to a little bit of a side storyline or something.
Or he knew the killer, or he killed his son, or
So something like that. Least favorite character. Not really too many options, but did you have a least favorite character?
The black guy. What was his purpose?
Well, yeah. I mean, he. I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. I think. Yeah, the whole movie you could have just done without his character. I honestly feel like maybe he was involved just because when this movie was made, I think almost every movie was like, we need like a minority.
He needs something, but he has no role.
None at all. He
No
changes
role.
the movie 0%.
Yes. If he's there, if he's not, he has no role.
He could have been a different person in every scene, and I still would have been like, okay, that's cool. Like,
right.
I mean, seriously, like you could have just had some random person in every scene say his one or two lines.
Yes, because it was just useless.
Yeah, like you could have been in one scene. I could have been in the next scene. Like,
and it'd have been okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm kind of with you actually. Like that's kind of. I was gonna say also the killer's mom. I think is kind of a bad character.
Like, why did she kill herself?
Exactly, dude. Like, if you're gonna kill yourself, lady, kill yourself 20 years ago.
Right. Like, that didn't make any damn sense. Like, she said, "You're gonna help my son. I'm gonna try to get him out," and then she's gonna kill herself. Like, there was no leading up to that at all. Like,
no. Like,
and why she killing herself just because somebody found out that it was stupid.
Yeah, because obviously she was okay with him killing the people because she's hiding them out in their shed or whatever. So she's not like disappointed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but you know what? What didn't make sense to me? He he shoots anybody.
Yeah.
She tells her don't. She shot the lead detective.
Yep.
The lead FBI agent. Don't move. He's not going to shoot you. What you mean? Nobody else was moving. They shot them.
Well, he was kind of reaching for his gun.
But he still should have shot the girl.
I agree.
I don't understand why he didn't shoot the girl. And after the girl bit him on his neck.
Yeah, dude. So I've been waiting to talk about the ending of this movie because I love endings to movies, and it's all about how a movie ends. Like, you nail the finish, I can overlook the rest of a movie. This movie, they have a decent finish at one point. He stumbles off, they shoot him in the field. It's a decent finish. Maybe he even has a shootout there before he even leaves. You know what I mean? Like, he just walks out the building and have a shootout. I think the best way to end this movie would have been if he just gets away. Like, she bites him. First of all,
there's no reason for her to bite him on it. Let's just get rid of that. But just maybe he just gets away. Maybe he just walks away. I think that's the best way to end this movie.
Well, I think the best way to end this movie, he got killed in the barn. Not
or with his mom, maybe. Yeah.
Yes. In there.
100%. Yeah.
But
he never should have. They never should have left to go to wherever it was that he got killed.
Exactly. He shouldn't have got away.
I'm with you.
He shouldn't have got away. And I think you don't have to do anything else with this movie. But they did the girl, they got to put an NDA on her.
Dude, that just those 2 or 3 minutes of that movie killed it for me. Like, I was all for, like, you know what? I was like, this movie might get a passing grade. I might be like, okay, like, I'll overlook how many questions I have about it. Then they added those last 3 minutes. Yeah. Oh my God. Why? What was the point of that?
Yeah, it was. I think they tried to close the loop with the girl, but
I think it was, we need a happier ending because, basically our lead character needs to get a promotion or something. And yeah, I don't know, man. I just think it's so many movies do that where they just go an extra step to get like a very happy ending for no reason.
Yeah, but I mean, she can't pass the psych evaluation. I mean, she's a cop.
Exactly.
So if you can't pass the psych evaluation, I mean, that's the thing. You're unstable. So you don't want to be unstable with a gun, license to kill.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it.
Yeah. We both agree the ending was kind of lame.
Yes.
All right. So let's move on to the next category: nudity.
Probably could have been some nudity in this. It could have been a lot more nudity. It could have been some nudity in this. It could have made it a little raunchy. They made this thing PG-13.
Yeah. This is where I'm with you on the black guy. What even was his name? Jack. When Jack should have hit on her at some point. They should have hooked up. Could have had a sex scene. Yeah.
Right. They should have did something. She's not a bad looking girl. Ain't look like he was doing much of nothing. They could have had hooked up.
I just think that if they just add a little sex scene between him and her, instantly this movie takes a step up for me. I'm like, okay, now I'm in.
It does. You're absolutely right. She showed a little. I mean, but I don't think she's one of those actors don't show no skin. So
yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. She something's holding her back. We'll get into that in a minute too. But something's definitely holding her back, I think, from being at that next level. So next category. Sequel. Would you like to see a sequel? Would you like to see a prequel? Or what if they did a TV show?
I think they could probably do a TV show with this.
Yes.
This probably should have been a series more so than
agreed.
Series more so than a movie.
I agree.
But I don't want to see a prequel.
Nope.
I don't want to see a sequel.
Heck no.
No. No.
I'm all for it, man. I'm done with this movie. Like, there's nowhere to go. You don't go forward or backward. But I think you're right. If it was a TV show, honestly, if it was a TV show, I would probably watch the whole season.
Right. But I think they'd probably have more time. Like, again, a TV show in today's time or before COVID. One of the two. Not doing COVID.
I think so. What kind of TV show would you want? Would you just want like a 1 season, like 10 episode thing, or would you want like a 6 season, like, you know what I'm saying?
So then you have to figure out. So you got to figure out the plot. Is the plot the FBI agents or the plot the killer?
Exactly.
One of the things is the killer the thing, or is it the task force that's trying to catch the different people? So it depends on how you focus, what you focus on.
I think just a 1 season, like 10 episode, just with this one story could have been so much better because they could have went into detail so much more, and everything that we have a question about could have been answered.
Exactly. I agree.
All right, good. So who is the winner of this movie to you?
The winner of this movie.
Yeah.
The winner of this movie. I think everybody was kind of subpar, but like I said, my bet probably the killer.
The killer's nice.
Yeah.
He's Ralph Ineson is his name, by the way.
Yeah. So
He's been in Harry Potter. He's been in Game of Thrones. He's been in Final Fantasy movies.
Mm.
He goes all the way back to the 90s when he was in First Knight, which I loved that movie as a kid. He was in the new movie Nosferatu. He's in the new Frankenstein movie that comes out later this year. So he's in a lot of stuff, man.
Okay.
So I think that's a good choice. I could definitely watch more stuff with him. I'm going to say, to me, the winner of this movie is Shailene Woodley. If I'm even saying her name right, who knows? But I think she won. This is the second time I've seen her in something, and both times I've been impressed. I think she's somewhat attractive. I think, I do think someone's holding her back, though. And I don't know maybe if it's because she hasn't found the right movie to do yet, or maybe, like you said, she's kind of the girl that doesn't want to do, like, romance.
Yeah. She's still fairly young. She did, like I said, she did the Divergence or that whole series. That was pretty good. That was pretty popular for the younger folks. I watched it because I have kids.
Yeah, I've never seen them.
It's actually pretty decent.
Yeah,
I just don't like. You're right. There is something holding her back that's not taking her to that next level, and maybe it's the role. It's the role. Whatever
I
role
think
she.
so. Yeah.
This role was probably more different than what she had in the other movies. This was more serious role. But again, this is not going to make her famous. It's not going to.
I think she's got potential, though, man. Like, I think if I see her pop up again, I'll be like, okay, cool. Like, that's cool. Like, I'm down with her in this movie. So to me, she's the winner. I'm glad that we disagree, though, on this. Like, I'm glad that we have two different answers this time, because this is only the second time we've done that category. So last time I think we both agreed on Sicario that it was Benicio del Toro. So
yeah.
So this time I'm glad we disagree. So 1 to 5. What are you rating this movie?
It's about a 2.5.
That's exactly what I gave it. I am giving it a 2.5. It's a middle of the road movie.
Right. If it's on TV, you'll watch it. You're not paying attention to it, but it's on TV. It's not something you'd be like, hey Justin, now you got to go watch this. No.
I think it's a movie where 5 years from now, if I see it somewhere, I'm gonna be like, oh, that movie looks interesting, and I'm gonna turn it on and be like, oh no way, I've seen this movie already.
I've seen this, right? I didn't forget I looked at this movie. Yes.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah, but it's like at the same time, I really am like, so if people ask me if they should watch it, I'm not gonna tell them no. Like, is that where you're at? Like, are you?
No. I'm gonna say it was okay.
Yeah,
it was okay. It's slow. That's the problem. It's slow.
This movie has 80 to 90 minutes written all over it. Like, I'm telling you, take this movie how it is. Take out 30 minutes, which would be so easy to do. Take out 30 minutes, and I think you have a pretty good movie because it goes fast. It's like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, it's way too slow.
Yes.
Way too slow.
Yeah, I think a lot of times 90 minutes, is good for a movie. And I think that's where this movie should have been, because literally, just take out a bunch of stuff. Just, he shoots the people at the beginning. They start looking at him. He shoots people at the mall. Okay, like now the guy gets fired. Okay, now they find the killer. They have the shootout. Movie over. Like, I still got a lot of questions, and I still am going to be like, oh, what's going on? But it's going to be so fast, I'm going to be like, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, but it'd still be a 2.7.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's still, yeah. But I would probably tell people to watch it then, though. I'd probably be like, yeah, y'all should watch that.
No,
it's sometimes it's just a small little twist, man.
I just think if they adjust some things, they'd be a lot better. I think the storyline is great. Just how they tell the story is the problem.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a twist at some point, and I would have liked the ending to be a lot better. Yeah.
It's not nothing that you there.
Also, too, this movie should be rated R, not PG-13. I think that would have helped also.
I guess, yes. Okay.
Well, because then you could have went darker into this stuff. You could have shown more of the killings, like, more like up close or something. You know what I mean? Like,
but for some reason, do that. I don't know why they didn't want to do that. Like, why would you make it PG-13? Why would you make a killing movie PG-13?
Yeah, I think thrillers / action movies like this, killer movies, should never be PG-13.
Never. Never. Never.
Yeah, PG-13. Yeah, PG-13 is kind of like Fast and Furious movies, or like we were just talking about the Divergent series. Like those are probably PG-13.
Right, where they just you get beat up. You're not killing nobody.
Yeah,
it's like this is garbage.
Yeah, because with killing people, I want to see the blood and guts. You know, like I want to see like them actually get shot. I want to see like maybe they get their throat cut or something.
Right. The gore of it.
Gore. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I agree.
All right, so
2.5.
2.5. I agree, 100%. We agree on that.
Watch it at your leisure. Don't rush to Netflix and say I have to go watch this.
Yeah, you can gladly get up at any point in the movie, go make some popcorn. You're not going to miss anything.
At all.
Nothing. This was a lot different than the last movie we did. Is there anything else that we need to hit on before we sign off?
Actually, there's nothing, because there's nothing for this movie. I can't even prolong it.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing in this movie to talk about. Like, there's not one scene in this movie or something where I'm like, let's talk about this. It's just
right. It's just stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all right. I do want to talk about this really quick though. Hit on this really quick. All right, so this is a top 10 movie on Netflix. Is why we chose it.
You know what? I don't know if it's top 10. Is it a top 10 or is it like recently added?
Oh, well, it might have been recently added. I don't know. I know a lot of people said it was good. I looked it up and a lot of people were saying, "Oh my God, this movie on Netflix is good."
Okay.
Why do you think they're thinking that it's good? Do you think they're thinking it's good because there's a lot of bad movies out now?
Probably. I think it's good because it's killing. I guess people like to see people die or something. It was witty. The girl was witty. It was just slow. Like you can fall asleep in this movie. You can fall asleep quick.
So this is a lot of the movies we're done. I've watched twice, just so I can make sure I know what we're talking about. This one I did not, because there was no way.
I watched it twice because I fell asleep on it. So I watched it twice, and then I watched it again just because, like you said, you'll zone out because you be doing other stuff or you find something else to do. So yes, I watched it. I watched it like 3 times. So
nice. Well, good. Well, all right then. I guess that's all that we got to say. To Catch a Killer. They caught him. It's over. Thank goodness. James, any last words, my friend?
No, sir. It's don't mimic this Catch a Killer and do something better.
Yeah. All right, so I guess that's it. That's for Filmless Literature. I'm Justin. That's James. We'll check you out later.
All right.